Welcome, everyone. We have already had some fireworks behind the scenes on today's Swolecast. The draft, man, got a lot to talk about. Davis declares his independence with sponsorship, and Pete is now nicknamed Patriot Pete after his latest newsletter. It's the July 4th Independence Day edition of the Swolecast. Stick around.
You Davis Maddox from the Swolecast? I was like, yep, that's me.
I just want you guys to know I'm total dust. I'm the problem.
Hear ye, hear ye.
Leave it to the guy with the crypto dunes, Abby, to not understand context.
I should have known you getting 30 likes was directly written by someone else.
You know me, I don't do a ton of research before the show.
I've put no research into this. Don't know if it's true at all.
You're on the right show.
To it, bro. Live a little.
Live a little.
Just live a little, guys.
Welcome in to Swolecast here. Before we get started, just go ahead and leave a comment if you're watching this later. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And let me just preface this show by saying we live in the greatest country on earth. And with that comes freedom.
Here we go.
And so, Davis, you have the freedom to not do what Peter has challenged you to do. That is up to you if you want to do it or not. In the spirit of the show, I would say, boy, if you don't do this, there's some things we probably need to talk about afterwards. So with that being said, Peter, I'm gonna toss it to you first. I usually toss it to Dave. I'm gonna toss it to you first. How are you doing today?
No, I'm pissed, Dave, because this is a show that we all care about. We care about the product. We're not just trying to be a lazy another best ball stream. How to win 1.5 million on Underdog. No, we try to do inventive things around here. We have, of course, established a show premise where we each give each other a challenge. And this week we actually got organized in advance.
Look, I'll do it, but it's stupid and it's not going to be funny. I'll do it and I'll prove to you that it's not a good idea.
You're reverting, Davis. You're reverting to like old Davis that was like not very fun Davis. Like
Kitchen,
too cool Davis.
What's your read when I say if Davis does my challenge, it'll be funny, and Davis says if he doesn't do it, or if he does do it, it won't be funny? Who do you think is right here?
Well, I mean, listen, we're always going to have fun on the show, but if I'm saying like, oh, which one of you guys knows the most about like I'm going to get skateboard shoes? Well, I'm probably going to go with Davis. If it's anything that has any sort of comedic value, I'm probably going to go with Peter. So
I think the best thing about it is Davis now doing my prompt begrudgingly will be even more funny than if he would have just embraced it initially.
I gave you a couple of choices, Peter. So I'm actually curious to see which one you chose, and yeah, like I don't know how you guys are feeling about drafts, but it seems like the market is kind of catching up to us, and so we'll talk about that on the show.
I took Jerry Jeudy yesterday. I took a playmaker.
Oh, gosh. All my spicy hot takes, everyone's like taking them now, and so now I have to. Feels like my bags are packed with some of these guys, and I've got to find new ones.
You gonna pump and dump them, Kitchen?
No, I'm aggressively drafting, aggressively packing my bags like you and the Panthers wide receiver. Who was it?
No, was it Jonathan? No.
It was
the one you.
It was the year before.
Gosh, who was it? You were
Terrace Marshall.
Terrace Marshall.
Yes, Terrace Marshall is who it was.
Terrace Marshall is so far removed from people's memories that they're not even putting him in a reason for why they're not drafting Xavier Legette. Like the Mingo failure was so spectacular. That's the only thing you need to not draft him. But forgot.
What's really sobering is like 9 of the rookie wide receivers we are drafting are going to end up being Terrace Marshall. Like like 3/4 of them will be Terrace Marshall in 3 years.
100%. Tuttle says he would be here, but he no longer cares about us. So hopefully that changes before September. And with that being said, Peter, let's go ahead and get into the Overzets overview.
Got that dog in her butt. Got that dog in her butt. Overzets overview. Come on.
All right, let's make this quick. Davis Maddock recently posted a video where he was being held hostage. Announcing that he's now an underdog influencer. Welcome to the world of scripted content, Davis. Really enjoyed your intro video. Davis did a 5-hour best ball stream yesterday, leaving multiple Sports Grid execs to wonder, where was this a month ago?
Oh my gosh.
2 hours of that stream was spent arguing about Ray McLeod and Tutu Atwell with Liam Murphy. I wish I was joking. You got to love Davis inviting Liam on only to nag Liam on every single pick. The guests are going to be lighting up to draft with you, Davis. Congrats, though, to Davis. He quickly surpassed the 1K subscriber milestone yesterday, which isn't that impressive when you realize he launched the channel in 2006. 70 subs a year isn't going to feed the dogs, Davis. We're going to have to pick up that pace. David Kitchen wrote a goddamn essay in our private chat after last week's presidential debate. I barely had time to read it all. It ended with, after watching the corpse of Joe Biden, we need to treat Donald Trump like Deshaun Watson and give him a second chance. Don't boo me, guys. Take it up with Dave. All right. I'm just passing it along. It is the 4th of July tomorrow. I'm also on the clock in this Best Ball Mania draft. It's the 4th of July tomorrow, and Joey Chestnut will not be competing in the famous hot dog eating contest because of his partnership with Impossible Foods, which of course sells plant-based hot dogs. It's a very familiar situation to how Davis Maddock will no longer be participating in the Drafters Best Ball Championship, despite being the face of Drafters Best Ball Championship.
Tough scenes.
Today, we're going to do another draft with missions that I'm sure were not properly relayed, nor will they be properly executed. I wrote this before. I was absolutely right about that. God bless America. Back to you, Kitchen.
Thank you. All right, so let's go ahead and get started.
We all already picked.
We are picked. Davis gets the 1.1. Pete gets the 1.3. I get the 1.4. This is a good.
That was so serendipitous because I thought we all missed. I was the last one in, so I thought
me too. I thought I was the last one.
I thought it filled. So I thought I was gonna have to multi-table, but perfect. And
Star Kindler says he's in here for his 100th BBM.
Wow! Congrats.
Look at Dave drafting optimally. Maybe a new subscriber to the Davis Maddock Patreon. Maybe he's got my ranks uploaded in there, taking Justin Jefferson at 4.
Okay. After I complained, the underdog and DraftKings overlords complied, and I have gotten so many 4 and 5 draft slots.
5 is nice. 5 is really, really strong.
I'm getting a ton of Jamar Chase. And I've got a ton of Justin Jefferson. So I feel like I am missing out on a little bit of Amon-Ra these days. But I'm okay with that. I feel like Jamar Chase is like way undervalued. Like he's dropping to like 6th and 7th in some of these drafts.
You're aggressively targeting him? Is that what I'm hearing? You're packing your bags?
No, I'm not aggressive, but if he's like dropping to me, if I'm 4th, I'm likely picking him over J. Jeff, this draft excluded. If I'm 5th or 6th and he drops to me, I'm definitely drafting it. Like I'm not passing him by.
Man,
except for this draft.
I have bad news for DeGandhi drafting out of the 11th hole. He thinks he just got a really awesome team with Brees and Gibbs, and he is about to learn Christian Kirk wide receiver 1, buddy.
It's exciting when you start off 2 running backs, because especially when you're on the wheel, because you just don't know what's going to happen. Like you
just don't know.
You are going to have to wait. You're going to have to reach for some of these picks.
I got Justin Jefferson at 9 yesterday.
Peter, talking about like the market catching up to some of our picks. I saw you're big on the Patriots now. Huge.
You're talking about my newsletter when I was talking about the Broncos and the Pats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're literally.
But everyone kind of is.
Stacks.
Yeah, after the news of like what we already knew, right, on this show. Like we knew who the top 2 receivers were going to be on the Patriots.
Yeah, I think it's a function of those are the 2 stacks where you don't have to plan anything out ahead of time. Like even with your beloved Titans, like if you don't have one of Ridley or Hopkins early or whatever, like it's not a fun backdoor stack to get those guys, even to a lesser extent with the Panthers. But with the Patriots and Broncos, you could literally just be cruising around, get sniped on 3 straight stacks, and then still be like, these guys are here for me. Like you can build it out clean late in every draft. So that's definitely attractive.
Yeah. It's like Davis, Polk and Pop being the top 2 receivers drafted, right? Or top 2 receivers for the Patriots. That was already a known.
Javon Baker is the most appealing one.
That was already a known thing. Like we already knew it. It's kind of like after the debate, people saying, "Oh man, where did Joe Biden go?" Like it's crazy. Like we already knew it. We already saw all the video before that.
Subscribe to YouTube for more of that.
It's the mainstream
DJ
media
Moore
is
and
lying.
Cooper Kupp at the turn.
The mainstream media is lying to us.
What is the mainstream media lying to you about Javon Baker being the fastest player on the Patriots roster once they cut Tyquan Thornton?
Yeah, just like it's not really mainstream media. It's really just the ADP of these guys, like people not knowing that they're being like some uncertainty there. Like
I literally
Bourne,
don't have
Juju.
any idea. Honestly, like this is a David Kitchen rant that I have no idea where you're going with it or like what's going on or what you're referencing in any way.
Davis, you're no fun today. Basically saying that we already knew what was going to be happening in this Patriots.
I don't think we do. I feel like that's probably one of the most uncertain wide receiver positions.
Why are you the way that you are?
Are you trying to get me to do a bit? If you're trying to get me to do a bit, you're doing a bad job.
I tried to get you to do a bit, Davis, and you're 0 for 3 on accomplishing your prompt. Right
I just did it. I just did it.
Okay, I missed it. Must have been deep in the weeds.
Because David is like ranting and raving about Pop Douglas. I got no idea what he's doing. I'm
making a simple comparison, Davis. You were reverting back to 2 years ago when like you didn't want to have any fun. You didn't want to go with any of the bits, any of the jokes.
David, you were doing a bad bit.
He's a businessman now, Dave.
So yeah.
It's a comparison that we already knew. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Chris Diaz, I'm not drafting olds. I'm drafting Cooper Kupp, who if you're paying attention to the beats, it's a 1A, 1B situation. I think the delta between Puka and Kupp is a bit too wide.
Wait, it's a revelation that it's a 1A, 1B with the Rams?
No, I mean, I think that's what we expected, but now we have like the beats are starting to say it.
This is what I'm saying. Like, what are some other things that you guys have said or high on that the market is now starting to listen?
I love you shoehorning this theme. Who are the players that we single-handedly influence their ADP in the market?
Yeah.
The market doesn't.
Deshaun's going in the 140s sometimes, even in the 120s.
I'm sure it's not. It's you, David, not the 19 rankings providers who have him all ranked ahead of ADP. I'm sure that's
who were they influenced by?
You're right. It all comes back to the fucking tree, Dave. That's my bad.
I'm gonna be honest. Saquon was an auto draft, but I don't hate him there on the 3.4. Davis's prompt
mid third round Saquon Barkley, I think is fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah. This is this room is so funny because it's us, a few of our friends, Star Kindler and Nick, and then just like a bunch of non-badges. It really is the kind of eclectic, dysfunctional Swolecast room you would hope for.
Yeah, this is ideal. And at what round is David gonna take Caleb Williams ahead of ADP because he thinks he's screwing me, only to realize that he's not actually screwing me? That's a good David Kitchen bit.
Well, the draft room is moving
Let's see,
fast.
Let's see if
It
you
is
can.
moving fast.
Yeah, let's see if you can avoid the auto pick here.
Boy,
I love
19 seconds
love
left.
watching.
I've got
the
Mahomes still available, and Lamar as well. McBride,
Watson's still there.
yeah, boy. Let's do it. I'm all in on Patrick Mahomes.
Rupesh
Nobody
says-
has more Patrick Mahomes than me this year. I really don't. I do not think so.
David wearing a red hat is not an accident.
It's red and white, and my underwear is blue. So,
Oh, Dave. Sorry, I'm gonna have to do this for you here at the turn, brother.
if you do, Davis, you're going against the spirit of this prompt.
What are you about to do? Take Hollywood and Reed unstacked? Or
Subscribe to my YouTube for more of that.
Wow.
Davis thinking that he's kidding me by drafting Xavier Worthy.
Wow.
I'm just going to relay this to Jamino and let him have a fit. He has, like most of his the rankings that we have, the one thing he cannot understand is the Xavier Worthy love.
Well,
So
fine,
when
I
I
guess
tell
he
him that
just
you
doesn't know
drafted
ball.
Xavier Worthy 49th overall,
Xavier
he
Worthy's
wants
going to
to-
like break projection people's brains.
Yeah,
The
shocker.
range of outcomes is so
Jamino is gonna have a bad time with Xavier Worthy scoring lots of points.
he wants to mortgage the farm on the under of Xavier Worthy's prop. You know what's Worthy's season receiving yard
That's
prop
what you
is?
should. That's absolutely right. You bet.
Yeah,
the
that's
under
fine.
in the props, and you draft them in fantasy because you're trying to get first place out of 600
Yeah.
fucking thousand teams.
But do you know? But Davis, do you know?
If I had to guess, I would guess it is 595 yards.
800 yards.
Okay, that is too high. That is not. That is a bad median projection.
It's pretty aggressive.
But yeah, I mean, anyone who doesn't get like Jamino is too smart of a guy to not understand what drafters are doing. I get. Does Jamino just not drafting? Like, does he not understand that Worthy is the wide receiver 37? It's just that the wide receiver 37 is a 5th round pick now.
Yeah, no. He just doesn't think that Worthy is going to do anything. He think that he's basically,
does he not know ball? I'm very confused.
but
I thought
he called his thing is exactly what you said before the Chiefs drafted him, and that is they already had McCall Hardman. So
yeah, but Worthy is Hardman, but good.
Yeah, but I'm just telling you that you guys had the exact same opinion before he was drafted. The only thing is you have come off of that opinion because he's a Chief, and
I came off.
and Jamino
the
still
opinion,
has that opinion.
I came off the opinion because Andy Reid hasn't taken a 1st round wide receiver since Jeremy Maclin. Like yeah. Dave, did you get this email about the $4 million Top Shot class action settlement?
Yeah,
You
I've
file
seen the
your
email
claim?
going around.
I call it the class action settlement personally.
What a world. I also so like I have unfollowed a lot of the crypto stuff just because I do not have the headspace for it. But I saw that Pudgy Penguins launched in space and that they flipped Bored Apes.
Launched in space?
What is that?
Yeah,
Does that
What
even
is that?
mean?
What does that mean?
They like launched like some Pudgy Penguin in space, like a satellite. I don't know what it was. And they just like they literally put him to the moon.
They put an NFT on a
in space. I don't know what it is. Someone in the chat can tell us.
Nick Hedgeland, just making sure that Dave is left without a paddle again.
You can use Mahomes unstacked.
Yeah, totally. That's totally how you win 1.5.
You can.
Totally.
You
Dude.
totally
Dave says this,
can.
you know he's finishing this draft with fucking Noah Gray.
No, he
Jared
didn't.
Wiley.
He took Jared Wiley last time.
Jared Wiley. I might take Jared Wiley again. Give me one reason why I should not take Jared Wiley in the 18th round.
He's very unlikely to be on the Best Ball Mania winning team.
Gosh, and Brian Thomas going before DeAndre Hopkins.
Man, look at this Kyle Pitts value that I can't even scoop up.
Yeah, I couldn't scoop him up either.
That's a real shame, Peter Overzet. I thought bully tight end was Cabal approved this year.
Oh man, if that's the club.
Oh, DB4 Cornette. You absolutely hate to see it.
Davis ruined his 1.1 last week with just all sorts of terribleness, especially in the second half of the draft. And he gets a 1.1 again this week and then goes ahead and drafts unstacked Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy with the 49th overall pick.
I'm getting nervous about my mission, Dave.
I gave you two different missions.
No, I know.
Good about my mission. If you want more George Kittle after ADP, subscribe to my YouTube channel for more of that.
I will say that Davis gave me my mission like 5 minutes before. I gave Peter a whole day. Peter gave Davis a whole day. Dave was 5 minutes before all this. So.
Yeah, Davis, I felt like you used to hawk the Swolecast Slack. You are always in there, and then you become a streamer and you didn't check it until right before the show. That's my move.
I clicked, like when I got to my computer this morning, I clicked Slack open and it like crashed for some reason. Like it said like, oh, you need to restart Slack, and I just didn't get to it until 5 minutes before the show. So that is my
no
bad.
more tech support, no more institutional tech support. You're on your own now, buddy. Call them the Geek Squad next time you get in trouble.
You really hate to see it.
Okay, let's service the audio listeners. Again, Davis had the 1.1. He goes Christian McCaffrey and then 5 receivers, DJ Moore, Cooper Kupp. I honestly love both those guys, Davis. Hollywood Brown, I love him. Xavier Worthy, can't win them all. And then Christian Watson with George Kittle.
I don't know, dude. Jamino told you he's worried. Buddy.
Davis, you told me you were worried too before the Chiefs drafted him.
Well, it turns out I was wrong. It's called being Bayesian, Dave.
It's called homerism, Davis. It's like last year when I was like, Will Levis is terrible. Who would draft him? And as soon as the Titans drafted him, it is, hey, Will Levis.
So I did an article I wrote today. I was looking at some Will Levis stuff. I mean, he actually was worse than I remembered. I kind of remembered Levis being kind of fun, running around, doing stuff.
In college or the pros?
For the Titans. The results were bad, but I was like, oh, come on. Like, he couldn't have been that bad. And it was really bad. He really was quite poor.
Yeah, but their offensive line also quite poor. Like, terrible.
Yeah, Latham is going to be big. Ridley's going to be big. I think Pollard and Spears should help.
Tyler Boyd, a brand new offensive system with Callahan. Like, people, and this is, again, like I saw Levitan on Pete's podcast talking about the Titans, and it was just like, man, get your own bit. In Hardit's talking about Antonio Gibson, who I've just got bags and bags full. As the, one of the late round guys to target in your draft.
There's like 19 million fantasy analysts. Like, there's only so many players in the league. You don't get to be the only person to talk about a player.
It's just weird that as soon
going to be some overlap.
Yeah. It's weird that as soon as I start releasing my exposures, we really start getting some spicy hot takes.
The 12 hole, I think he's doing a bit. I think a 12 hole is doing bits.
A red badge doing a bit? Never.
I think
How
he
is
might
this
be
a
doing
bit?
I think he might be doing a bit. I mean,
He's
this
got
team is
Jock.
awful.
It's hit him with the gritty adjacent, stacking Allen with Kincaid, Kyler with Marv.
Yeah, how is this a bit, Davis?
It's just like a truly awful team. I don't know what you want me to say. I just assume that when any team is that bad.
Is Drake London with Buffalo and Arizona?
I think I've decided that Drake London and Marvin Harrison is the uniquely worst start in fantasy football history at 12-13. It's got no chance of being the outright nuts, like 0% chance of those players being the players you have to have.
Why?
As Drake London cannot finish wide receiver 1. It is impossible. Neither Harris.
Why do you say that, Davis?
Because he's not good enough, and that's really it. He's just nowhere. He's not in the same stratosphere as Jefferson, Chase, Lamb, Tyreek. And Harrison is like fine or whatever, but it's also the most duped start you could ever. I guess maybe Gibbs in London is about as duped. It's probably close.
Yeah.
So
honestly,
what are you doing?
I feel like the 12
doing at that
13.
spot?
Let's
assume Garrett Wilson is
let me
off
make a pick real quick.
the board.
If I am after reading Jacob's most recent article, I think I'm just doing weird shit. I think I'm doing like Olave, Waddle. Like I'm just gonna London and Nico. Yeah.
So you're not opposed.
So it's
to
more of a
one
Marvin
them?
Harrison thing.
It's that I think that the odds that London and Harrison are the absolute guys you need, the odds of that are much lower than the frequency that is going to appear on people's teams. That frequency is going to be insanely high, and I think it's very low, the odds of those guys being the guys you need.
Yeah, I mean,
auto-drafted Tyler Lockett. You love to see it.
I was going to pick Palmer.
Last year, people would have probably said the same thing about. I mean, CD and Amon-Ra was way more sexy because
I did
And
not
two,
think that. I thought
they were more proven players. We'd seen way more from Lamb and Amon-Ra than we have London, and it is way more of a projection leap at the 1-2 turn this year than it was last year.
Like obviously am a noted CeeDee Lamb as an alpha guy, so that was fine. Like I was totally fine clicking that button time after time after time. I don't feel that way about Marvin Harrison and Drake London.
For me, it's Marvin Harrison is more of probably too high, but I think Drake London is a fine dart to take at the end of the first round, knowing that there is upside there.
When you were having to use the word dart in reference to your first round pick, maybe that
they're all darts though. Unless you take like a running back, there's all uncertainty.
Yes, Dave, that is actually literally, you are grasping the point that I'm making.
You just talking about doing weird stuff, and then I'm saying like you throwing a dart. How is that not the same thing?
You're really not. Okay, I thought you were getting it, and it turns out you were not getting it.
Okay.
So,
all right.
If it's a dart, why would you want to do the dart at the same frequency as the field? Wouldn't you want to change the frequency of your darts if you are?
Let me ask you a question. Why would you say you're not drafting Drake London because there's zero chance?
I never said that.
You did.
You
absolutely did
not. I have the same frequency of Drake London teams as the rest of the field.
Okay. You said that he's not good.
I did not say that.
And he has zero chance. He has zero chance at being the wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
And then after that, you said you were drafting him along with Nico.
I have 8% Drake London, so I have the exact frequency of Drake London you would expect on an average distribution of draft picks.
Okay. So again, your issue is with Marvin Harrison Jr. It's not with
my issue is not with Marvin Harrison Jr. either. Are you just being an idiot? I really can't tell.
I think that you maybe gave a reason at first, and then you backtracked and tried to give another reason.
The combination frequency. That is going to be on, let's not even say 8%. Let's say 7.5% of the total teams that are drafted in Best Ball Mania, when it is not 7.5% likely to be the combination that you need.
Yeah. That's fine if it's a combinatorial thing.
That is exactly what I said.
But it's not what you said at first.
Talk us through your pick here, Kitchen. Let's see a maestro work
got-
in real time.
Just need some alphas. That's really what I need. So I'm
Need
going to get
some
two.
Eric goes to
playmakers.
play the hits.
The chat is backing me up, basically. Davis.
Yeah, totally. They're totally backing you up.
Yeah. You
Totally.
said he's not good.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
You did say that. Sosa,
Totally.
we got to clip this and then post it. Actually post it on X. So Murray says Team Kitchen. Nolan says Davis is the one that's an idiot, not you, Kitchen. So appreciate the chat. Also, if you're watching this afterwards, make sure to leave a comment. All right, Pete, take us through your team that you just drafted Downs in the 11th.
I did. Doing a bit of a different build for me. I took Achane and Pacheco, then came back and grabbed Jonathan Brooks and DeAndre Swift. I got a little Bears thing going with Caleb Williams, Swift, and Rome. My wide receivers up to 5 here. 3, I almost said 3 rookies. They got to give us the photo for Josh Downs. Come on, underdog. Tyreek Hill, Malik Neighbors, Roma Dunze, JSN, and Josh Downs. And then I got Trey McBride at tight end. Has anyone, Davis, now that you are part of the underdog cabal, could you find out why Marvin Harrison has a photo but Josh Downs doesn't?
Yeah, this was not part of my onboarding paperwork. Yeah, I was going through it and I was like, surely there's got to be something about headshots in here, but I couldn't. I searched for it. I command F for Downs, and we didn't find it.
Kitchen, does it upset you, that kind of discrepancy between one rookie just because he's, wouldn't it be funny if the only people who got photos is if you were a Nepo baby? So it's like Luke McCaffrey, Brendan Rice, Marvin Harrison all got their photos.
Does Luke McCaffrey have one?
There's no way.
Does he?
He does not. He doesn't.
Okay. Marv is the only rookie photo I've seen, which again, I don't know why he has
which
one.
Which is funny because he doesn't even sign the NFLPA deal. So how are they getting access to this?
You would think if anyone was like, no, you can't use my photo, it's Marvin Harrison.
Pete, do you think anyone's going to guess your challenge?
Maybe.
Gosh, it was so creative and clever.
I mean,
you're doing a good job.
The one, do you want me to? Can I say the one that I didn't do?
Sure.
One of the options Kitchen gave me was to draft only players who have red or blue in their uniforms in honor of this great country. And I was not going to pass on Tyreek Hill for this prop.
Who would the first round red and blue player be?
Amon-Ra, probably. You could probably
St. Brown, I guess.
Yeah, man.
St. Brown, Puka, or Bijan.
Who's gonna? Maybe that's my fantasy life newsletter this week, Kitchen. I say, is the first round un-American? There's a concerning lack of red, white, and blue in the first round of drafts this year.
This first round is just making me sad, no matter what.
Kitchen, what are your 4th of July plans? I feel like you got the sparklers going. You're gonna have a little neighborhood cookout. Something.
No, there's a big back the blue. There's a big back the blue bash that Dave is kind of the chair of.
There's no back the blue bash. That's
what I saw. That's what I saw in your newsletter.
They have Pete. You're right on target. So I went and got all the necessities. Got the Boston butt in the fridge. Got some ribs. We have a big neighborhood thing, or it's like all day. Different houses host different events. We host the parade decorating event. I grill hot dogs, making pulled pork, got all the ingredients for the big green egg. So we're ready. I'm more ready than I have been. It's also going to be a heat index of 115 tomorrow. So going to be a little soupy here in Tennessee.
Sounds like a nice time.
Got the butt.
Got the butt.
Get the clip from last week and got the butt.
And we're cooking.
Oh boy.
Kitchen, talk us through both these Cleveland running backs sitting here. You must just be having a real tough time deciding whether Jerome Ford or Nick Chubb belong.
Yeah, how are you dealing with that?
I really haven't been drafted much of either, to be honest. With the 0 RB strategy I've been doing, I've actually been getting a little bit of Foreman there at the very end, just because I think he might provide some like week 1 through 6 value if Chubb is still kind of hurting a little bit.
I mean, the season starts in like 65 days, and Nick Chubb is not running.
Yeah,
aren't you worried? I'm a little worried.
But that's why I don't have very much Chubb. I have been more inclined to take some of these handcuffed running backs. So funny.
More Rico Dowdle at the 1213 turret. Subscribe to my YouTube for more of that, buddy.
I'll say right now, this prompt, I'm making a click that I wouldn't be doing otherwise. So I just want you guys to know, Kitchen put me in a hard spot here.
These streamers minus EV to draft on stream.
Man.
Oh, wow.
But I did take one of Davis's favorite players, Jermaine Burton.
I do love Jermaine Burton. Well, I actually don't really love Jermaine Burton. I just feel like it's
love him, but I really don't.
Jermaine Burton, the prospect, very whatever to me, but he's in like a nutted spot, and the Bengals. I mean, he's a 3rd round pick. Like that was a real vote of this guy should be able to play. You got nothing on Jermaine Burton, Dave?
No, I'm fine with Jermaine. I was just making a pick. Chose Hawkinson. Starkindler says Todd 69 ruined my afternoon.
Starkindler ruined mine, taking an unstacked Tua. So right back to you.
What are we doing? Starkindler?
Let's look at Starkindler's team. He's got Bijan, Devonta Smith, Kyron Williams. So
he found the Bijan pick it's such a jail thing, because then the best pick when you're back in the 3rd round is Kyron, and then you just are staring at the goddamn abyss at wide receiver. You were just like, man, I'm so behind it.
What are some things since last week you have changed your mind about, or maybe more convinced of than ever?
Actually, reframe it, Kitchen. What is something you've been super Bayesian about lately, Davis?
I moved Josh Palmer from a 0% guy to a 4% exposure guy.
That is a thing.
The 4% exposure blanket?
Yeah.
Yes, it's very real.
If you don't have any Josh, I feel like you need to have, just in that rare instance that with this Roman offense, they pick one receiver to just go off. It's either gonna be these two.
It's just
receivers.
more that I don't need 40% of Dontavian Wicks. Like I can trim that to 35%, no problem.
Are you worried that people think you don't know ball if you have less than 40% Wicks?
As long as Dontavian Wicks is at the top of my screenshot when I do it, then people will know that I know ball. Yeah.
Peter, what are something that you have been super Bayesian about lately?
It's a good question, Dave. Every one of my
any articles that you've read, any opinions, game theory?
Yeah, I mean, I've started to, I've been mentored by someone who I kind of latch on to every word, everything they do. I kind of copy trade them, whether that's buying and selling Bored Apes, art boxes. And yeah, I've been taking a little bit more Deshaun Watson lately.
Really?
No.
Oh gosh, you got to be excited. What about like Titans offense? What about that? You more excited about Titans offense after having Levitan on the show?
You know what? I really don't remember discussing anything actually related to the Titans offense. It was more Levitan's breakdown of the Will Levis sex tape. That's kind of what.
But then right after that, it was the actual analysis.
Yeah, I think I was thinking about the sex tape and didn't really pay attention to what he was saying after that.
You guys.
Okay, who are these?
What a bunch of idiots. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
I will draft all of the Deshaun Watson in the late 14th round.
What are you realistically hoping to accomplish by doing that? You like, are you doing it now as a bit, or you actually think Deshaun Watson is not priced appropriately?
I don't think he's priced appropriately at all. He has all the weapons around him. Like, they've got a decent offensive line. He just sucked last year. Like, he was bad.
Yeah, it's interesting to just like really be in on guys that sucked last year. It's an interesting strategy.
Oh yeah.
We're being
you ever heard of
Bayesian.
Fantasy Zombie. You ever heard of Fantasy Zombie? Someone who goes to die and then comes back to life.
There's nothing that will tickle me like a reference to 11-year-old Fantasy Focus podcast.
Gosh, if you don't take Antonio Gibson right here, Peter, I don't know what to even do. Oh my! Wow, passing on Antonio Gibson.
I think this is a hot take. I think that 15th round Demarcus Robinson has to be the least sensical pick in the history of
There's
the
a
game.
lot of Demarcus Robinson buzz out there these days.
I'm like realizing this. Like Norris and Winks just did this long article or this long YouTube video about D-Rob the other day, and I feel like I am getting gaslit by people that don't realize that he had an entire career before he, like, people are acting like he was some 5th round rookie who came out of nowhere. Not that he is a 30-year-old guy who's been on 3 NFL teams already. It is insane. Like, it would be as if people were doing this about Odell Beckham like next year. Like, let's say Odell Beckham has like 2 really good games for the Dolphins this year, and somehow Odell Beckham's like a 14th round pick next year.
I've got 0 Odell this year.
He should be good. He's not a draftable. Well, he's draftable probably.
I also don't have a lot of Troy Franklin.
I like to have fun when I draft best ball teams. And I just can't imagine anything less fun than clicking DeMarcus Robinson.
It's like, I need him to sun run exactly as hard as he did for 3.5 games again while being DeMarcus Robinson. Anyone want to guess DeMarcus Robinson's career targets per route run?
Should I close my eyes?
I'm not going to look it up, actually.
Asking for stats and not even knowing that the answer was.
I mean, his career targets per route run would be like 12. It is like terrible. Gosh, also the quarterbacks he's played with in his career, like, what a list: Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Matt Stafford.
Are you guys paying attention to any, like, the 3rd string running backs that might be the backup running backs for 0 RB strategies? Yes. I think it was one of the Fantasy Life newsletters. There was a mention of Ty Johnson with the Bills. And really, I hadn't even considered it. I'm considering it now more, of course, on DK in the 20th round. But I've seen people that have listed the 3rd string running backs that they think have more of a shot at being the backup running back than are currently being drafted. And it does kind of make me think. Are you in the same bucket?
The new
Ty
one?
Johnson? No.
The new one is Michael Carter's the RB2 in Arizona. I saw that one.
I don't buy that. Yeah.
Can we get pick 130 Trey Benson now, please?
Yeah, that would be nice. I mean, probably there's so little going on. People are reacting to everything.
Got a little chig in here.
My prompt for this room ended up being brutal.
Yeah, mine too. Although mine wasn't
Bucky
really that
Irving
bad.
At pick 191.
I hate to see it.
My running back room is loaded.
Loaded.
Okay, what about the Daniel Jones stuff? The hard knocks, the behind the scenes. We're not paying them $65 million to hand off to a running back.
I kind of buy the Daniel Jones stuff a little bit, to be honest. That might be a leak for me.
I missed the Giants hard knock stuff. What was the good Cliff Notes, Kitchen?
basically saying that there's like these behind the scenes stuff. And so there's an executive meeting where they're talking about how no one could have succeeded last year. Daniel Jones, they're not giving up on him yet. They paid him, they signed to he still has like 4 years left on his contract. So they're going to see what he can do like through the air and protect him more from an offensive line standpoint. I think that was the clip.
A crazy thing is like, imagine what Dave's information diet is like, and imagine how different it is from you and I, Pete. Like the things that Dave is taking in. I really wonder.
Hang on, I want you to think. I was just thinking about this snake eating its tail dynamic. So
yeah,
Kitchen is claiming that he's kind of the trendsetter in drafts and that he's kind of influencing ADP movement.
Mm-hmm.
But then he's also constantly referencing other people's content, talking about it. It's kind of like a chicken or the egg situation. Is it Dave's thoughts that are originating first, or is it the content that gives him those thoughts? Or could it be the people's content you're reading that are actually originating these ADP trends, and then you're trying to pass them off as your own?
Yeah, was it like,
speak on that?
We don't make it, we make it better. I'm taking all of this information out there.
Another
Can you
thing
explain
that
how
Dave...
you make JJ's draft guide?
Yeah, please. Not even. You think Dave's reading the draft guide? He listens to JJ's 15-minute podcast,
which took a hiatus because he's doing a best ball stream and interview stream. Like the one guy that was giving me legacy content took a break to do what everybody else is doing. And
everybody wants to be a best ball streamer these days, Dave. Everybody wants to be a streamer.
Well, Dave, you can subscribe to my Patreon and get plenty of legacy media content.
Davis, do you think if Better Collective, and I don't wish this on anyone, but if Dave got let go by Better Collective, do you think he could knock on Underdog's door tomorrow and get the same streaming deal that you did?
I don't think so. I'm going to be honest.
Oh, I would get way better.
I'm Dave. I'm going to be honest. I don't think so, but anything is possible.
I'm about to start a channel right now. I'm about to start a channel right now, just so Underdog is begging me to go. And I'm like, guys, listen, I can't. I'm with BC right now, but send some of that to my buddy Davis.
Okay. Dave, we can't even get this channel to 10,000 subscribers.
Yeah, because you guys won't commit.
I'm
trying to get a 5-day a week.
All right, totally.
We have done a much better job.
Commit to 5 episodes of Swolecast a week. You want to talk about diminishing
24-hour stream. Subathon.
If I committed to doing a 24-hour stream, for sure we could get to 10,000 subscribers.
When we hit 10K, I'll do a 24-hour stream at my usual hourly rate for the Swolecast.
Same. Also, you know what? I also will. I also will do that.
It'll be like when Red Lobster went bankrupt and they're like, yeah, it was that unlimited shrimp really did us in. They're like, what happened to Better Collective? Well, there was this 24-hour live stream.
Dave, people are wondering about Kavish in the chat.
Yeah, like I don't want to really give up the behind the scenes stuff going on right now, but we are cooking.
Cooking with
you're cooking
with what? Yeah.
It's just it's cooking. You know what?
I'm about to make just a sick pick. And by sick, I mean not like cool. I mean vomit inducing.
Jared Wiley, 18th round.
Never mind. It doesn't taste so bad after seeing Jared Wiley come off the board.
What do I got a 2.582
Listen,
with McCaffrey. Who do I take here last, Pete?
2.582.
Nix is gone, or I would have taken
Take
him.
the non-DeMarcus Robinson, who you want your
No.
Is he still available?
I don't know.
Greg Dortch?
Dortch is gone.
Take another random New England receiver. Take Osborne.
No, I took Brennan Rice.
Was Sam trying to make the case for Cornelius?
The chat was kind of making the case for Cornelius. I think, Cornelius Robinson really not that dissimilar from Demarcus Robinson in the sense that he'll never have a reception.
All right,
People are sleeping on Jared Wiley. All I'm saying is
they're sleeping on him.
If
you
something
keep
happens,
Mahomes in my drafts, Dave, and I wonder if you will learn.
Yeah, in your drafts, in our drafts, buddy. Just because you're an underdog influencer doesn't mean every draft that you're in is yours only. But if something happens to Kelsey, Wiley is the guy. And I just I want you guys to continue laughing. This is exactly what happened with Puka Nacua last year.
Jared Wiley is exactly the same as Puka Nacua.
He might be. That's the whole point. He really might be. We might be drafting Jared Wiley in the 4th round next year. And then
I can't believe this whole time I've been thinking about a wide receiver being this year's Puka Nacua, and it was Jared Wiley.
Jared Wiley.
He's just an athletic pass catcher. And if he and Mahomes can get on the same page after Kelsey gets hurt, Kelsey is not putting in the same amount of prep that he was doing in the past years. He's out there on stage with Tay-Tay in England, like as a part of her concerts.
Don't say Tay-Tay.
That's what Davis calls her. Davis is a big Swiftie.
Not once, not ever.
So,
Kitchen,
right.
Do you know what my challenge was for Davis?
All right, let's look at Davis's team. 1 and then 5 receivers. Kittle.
His mission for me was to make a selection and then say, subscribe to my YouTube for more of DAT, spelled D-A-T. And I did it 3 times, and it fell so flat that it made the room.
No, you didn't commit to the bit, Davis. I even said, feel free to mix up the deliveries, and it must be pronounced DAT with a D.
I did do it with a D. Go back
What?
and check the tape.
What was the challenge?
The challenge was to make a selection.
After every pick, you have to say the line, subscribe to my YouTube for more of DAT.
That's what you refused to do, Davis?
I did it, and it was not
3
funny.
times.
What a petulant child you are that you would not even go along. It's not even that hard of a challenge. You just draft like you regularly do and just throw out a line at the end.
It was a gift.
Meanwhile, I'm hamstrung. Do you know what mine was? No one's gonna get what mine was.
It's so hard, Kitchen, because you draft so weird that
It is very hard
to know.
to suss out. But I gave you a pretty straightforward one.
Was it to get cucked
Draft
on
5.
Patrick Mahomes stack and onslaught the Browns?
Draft 5 players in a dome game. BFD.
BFD, he says.
That's it. I would much rather have done Pete's challenge than Davis's challenge.
All right, I'm going to start giving you idiot challenges then too. I will absolutely start doing you. We could do.
I think the structural challenges have run their course. It's time to start evolving these challenges.
Yeah,
okay.
Of course.
All right, that's fine. We'll all start doing bits.
I did a very patriotic thing for Dave. He told me I had to draft 4 players from a single position, min and max, in honor of the 4th of July. It crossed my mind for a second to go full Dan Zach with the tight ends, but I decided to do it with really the only viable position in running back. So I grabbed Achane Pacheco, Jonathan Brooks, and DeAndre Swift, and then had to shut it down as I just watched running back value after running back value fall.
I know.
Dave,
I took a
let me give Dave some credit. That is a great prompt. That was a good prompt.
I really thought he was going to be more creative and do like 4 tight ends. Like I was hoping you would do 4 tight ends or 4. I was hoping you were going to end with either 4 quarterbacks or 4 tight ends, and it'd have been really fun.
Last year, the 4 tight end stuff, I thought I could have tried a 4 tight end. I just was like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
There's not 4 good tight ends late. There's not even 2. There might not even be one, brother. Other than Jared Wiley, of course. This year's Puka Nacua.
Yeah, Jared Wiley,
Puka Nacua.
Hayden Hurst, Lucas Kroll.
Man, Liam touted Lucas Kroll when I had him on a Deposit Kingdom draft, and then the next day there was a positive blurb about Lucas Kroll. Now ETR is tweeting.
Now ETR's aggressively pumping the bags.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my main news source is 32 beat writers, right? Like, just give me the.
I thought your main news was OAN.
Is that the ultra right wing stuff?
It's the one that
One
Trump
America
owns,
Network,
right?
Yeah.
Is that the one that who was the CNN anchor that was there? Is there now? Oh gosh,
I gotta be honest. I don't.
He's got a brother that was the
okay.
New York governor.
Scaramucci.
No, gosh, Italian.
Who can ever keep track of all of these like loosely Trump affiliated people? It's like a
This wasn't a Trump guy. Cuomo. Thank you.
Sure.
You
Dave,
don't remember him?
your mission was to try and do something related to the debates. I couldn't suss out what it was though.
What do you mean?
Wasn't you kept referencing the debates for like 6 rounds in a row.
You gave me my mission.
Oh yeah.
Do you not remember that?
Then why did you
gosh.
keep referencing the debates? What was that about when you were like literally trying to goad me for the first 6 rounds?
It was just one point, basically saying, just comparing the whole last week of like, well, I can't believe we've been lied to the same thing as, people just now figuring out that the Patriots 2 wide receivers are the ones to draft, or that Deshaun is the guy you need, stuff that we've already been on as the non-mainstream media. I forgot that you, since being let go, have turned into the CNN of fantasy football podcast.
Okay. Interesting. So, I get what you're going at now.
Yes. All right. Peter, you have any closing thoughts?
No. Make sure you guys subscribe to Davis Maddock YouTube for more of that.
For more of that.
You could have really started like getting into it, delivering it. I would say,
Peter,
if I
Peter
could give
knows
you just
I'm
a little bit.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal that Peter knows. Peter knows I am not the ideal mark for that bit. I like bits that are funny, not bits that are sort of. What would you call
I told you, Kitchen, would this have
kitschy.
been funny if Davis did it all 18 rounds?
You have to sell out and commit to it, Davis, is all I'm going to say. Like, there are a million boring best ball streamers. You have, like, if you want to grow this channel, if you want to be an influencer, you cannot be like
Dave. Let's do a bet. You start a YouTube channel. Let's see who can get to 10,000 subs first. $1,000 bet.
I feel like I need a little bit more odds than that, because this is
I'll give
my
you 2
main
to 1.
gig.
I'll give you 2 to 1.
Of 10,000 subs.
I'll give you 2 to 1.
And how many do you have right now?
Hang on, sorry, I missed the first part of this bet. What is the bet?
Who can get to 10,000 subs the first? I have 1,400.
So you're already way ahead of me then.
What are you talking about ahead of me, as in the Swolecast account or a different account, Dave?
No, he's talking about my own personal account. He's
challenging
his own
me. Personal account.
He's challenging me. I feel like I need a little bit, like, get me to 5,000 before you get to 10,000.
Okay,
well, that's kind of what 2 to 1 means.
Okay, first to 5,000, 2 to 1.
Right.
My $1,000 to your $2,000.
Oh my gosh!
Or other way around. My 2,000.
What happened to the Jovitz bet? You're trying to make some. I'm not trying to bankrupt you, Davis. So let's do 5,000 to 10,000, and let's do just 100.
You say
Kitchen, were you planning on doing content on YouTube?
what
now I am. This show. Do you know why?
Okay,
Because I'm willing to,
no.
I'm willing to say, subscribe to Kitch's YouTube channel for more of that. Like, I will sell out.
Okay, rewind. Different bet. That'll actually happen because you're never going to start a YouTube channel. Let's do. My account gets to 10K before the Swolecast account. 7,000 sub head start for the Swolecast account.
Okay. And
you give me
100.
4. You give me 4 to 1.
Oh my gosh! Why are you trying to angle so much?
He's not incentivized for the show he's on to grow.
I will always want the Swolecast to do well. I would never do anything, and I'll have David on my channel.
All right, Davis, let's just do my channel to 5,000, your channel to 10,000. Winner gets 100. If you get to 1,000 before me, or 10,000 before me, it's going to be worth more than the difference between 100 and 1,000.
I'll look forward to revisiting this debate in 3 years.
Okay,
Davis,
this is a stupid bet. Sure, whatever.
You're the one who brought it up.
I was trying to make
go.
it. Yeah, bye, Peter.
You're the one who brought it up. Are you going to shake on it?
Sure, shake. Virtual shake.
Okay. Our Lou Dog says, can he take the neither 10K side?
He can. He can book that.
You can, but you got to find someone. You got to find someone to take a yes. Either one of them will do. It's like the soccer bets.
Yeah.
Yes,
where
no.
there's a 3-way money line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a draw, no bet.
Draw. Okay. Yeah, it's not a draw, no bet. Okay. All right. Road to 10K. See y'all then.
All right. We'll see you later. Thanks everyone subscribing. Be on the lookout for my own personal channel coming soon to YouTube shorts near you. Later. Peace.